Heroes of Cabernet bring us together with some great personalities. And I am so stoked to be able to introduce you to Ian Cauble. Ian is a legend up in Napa Valley, a master somm, starred in the movie Somm, and has a number of different projects in the works, and a really busy guy. So thanks for making time to talk about the method, Ian.
Cheers. Yeah, thanks for having me.
But tell us about Ian Cauble and how you became a wine guy and about the method.
Well, I grew up in Huntington Beach, California. Like you, we actually went to the same high school, Marina High School. Go Vikings! But my sisters went up to Sonoma State University, right in the heart of the wine country, just northwest of Napa, where I live now. And I went and visited them when I was 16 and partook in all great things North Coast. So everything from the Humboldt Fog cheese to the Frog's Leap Merlot that I tasted, everything that I had up here just was so delicious. And there's something different about being in the wine country. Everything just tastes better. A lot of these organically farmed fruits and vegetables and incredibly sustainable meats, et cetera, just bring a lot of happiness to your taste buds. And when you're living life through your senses, you find that eating and drinking in the wine country kind of brings you more happiness than most things do. So after I graduated from Sonoma, I ended up going to Sonoma State because of that experience, played tennis at the school, and then made some money teaching tennis and took off to Portugal for a wine job. And I made $2 an hour working for the oldest port house in Portugal, Real Company of Velia, also called Royal Oporto in English. And then I took off from there and traveled through Spain, teaching kids tennis, kind of perfecting my Spanish on clay courts, which is always interesting, speaking Spanish in school versus actually teaching a kid how to hit a tennis racket, how to hit a tennis ball is a little different. Ended up going back through North Africa, India, and Europe over the next year and a half. Got home with no money and borrowed $150 from my dad to borrow a suit, to buy a suit from Macy's on sale, and went into the Wine Merchant of Beverly Hills and interviewed with Dennis Overstreet and got a job there. And he let me have, I'm a little bit more normal in real life, I promise, not being edited down. But with that said, it was a great experience, and it gave people a little bit of insight to how serious some of us take the world of wine, because there is so much to know, and there's so much passion and so much to be learned and enjoyed of every single corner of the world, whether you're talking about the high elevations of Switzerland or the volcanic soils of Mount Etna.
Yeah.
But other than that, let's discuss the method. Cabernet Sauvignon. This is method coming from. This is the white label. We have white label. We also have a black label. The white label is an incredible value, under $20 retail, balanced wine that tastes a lot like Valley Floor Cabernet Sauvignon. Doesn't quite have as deep of a complexity of Oakville or St. Helena, for example, but we were looking to make, we had a black label Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon, which I'm actually have here, but we have a white label that we wanted to make to allow for glass pours, say the $15 glass pours around the restaurant scene in LA, around Napa. We wanted people to have an accessible price point to be able to drink on a Monday night with a burger, or this actually pairs well with anything. And in a blind tasting, the white label from the Red Hills, appellated as California, but it drinks very much like a Napa Cabernet.
Absolutely. I got to taste it again this morning when we were getting ready with jars. We're taping this on a Monday. Our show will run on Wednesday, and it's drinking really pure, really focused.
Yep.
I was in love with their 2020. I sold a lot of that wine. We're going to sell a lot of this one as well. And when the 23, which you're bottling right now, comes in the market, we'll pick up the Napa SKU as well. So these are really made with some great vineyards behind them. Ian's really connected with what's happening up there, and he's able to get his hands on some juice from some great places. A lot of them he can't even tell you where he's getting the juice from, but he's able to pull it together, put it in the bottle, and and offer it for a really aggressive price.
Yeah.
And that's what we've
You'll
got.
notice, and you'll notice one thing about our wines, that there's not a lot of oak. For me, one of the things that plagues a lot of the wines of the world, that they have too much oak. I want to drink wine. I don't want to drink an oak barrel. I don't want an over influence of, I always joke, it smells like Home Depot aisle 9, which is the wood section of, it sounds like somebody just cut a piece of wood. I don't want my oak dominating the wine. Wine should smell like Cabernet Sauvignon, like, or whatever grape it is, should be the first smell, and it should be these complex grape notes from fermented grapes, not the oak barrel. For me, that's the biggest part of it. And as a sommelier who's worked in restaurants for a long time, not anymore, thankfully, I actually have off Christmas and Thanksgiving now. But as you know, it's a tough life.
You earned that.
Yeah. I did. But with that said, having wines that go well with food, and I don't think an oak tree goes well with flavors on the plate. Oak should be very balanced. So same with fruit and acidity, like all of these things. Just like an orchestra, you shouldn't have too much cowbell. If you've ever seen that SNL skit.
Sure.
With that said, everything in balance. And at the end of the day, we all have different taste buds. And I'm not saying that people who like really oaky wines, I'm not saying you're wrong or I'm right. I just know that I enjoy wines that technically have a little bit lower oak percentage. A lot of the wines that I like are 10 to 20% new oak, and sometimes no new oak. 100% new oak for Romani Conti, that's fine, because they use the right barrels, they have the right vineyards, and everything at the final stage, the wines are in balance, and that's really what it's all about.
Well, I appreciate you making time to talk to us about Method. This 2022 just came in the market. I don't think it's going to be here for very long. This is a great value. And the 2023 is being bottled right now as well. So when that 23 comes in, we'll be a supporter as well, because 2022 was a more challenging harvest. 2023 is going to be celebrated as one of our greatest. But I'm telling you, you knocked it out of the park with a great, delicious, pure Cabernet. I loved your comments about wood, and finding something at this price point that has innate qualities to it. It's pretty rare.
Yeah,
And
and the critics appreciate it also, which is always great. I'm not a huge points guy, but to see that friends of mine have given it a huge score for the price point, I mean, it's awesome to see other people give you the nod, because we just make this because we like to drink it, and we think it's a great value. But it's always nice when other people appreciate it as well, including yourself. So yeah, thanks for having me.
thanks for being here and for doing this with us. Appreciate you very much, and continued success.
Cheers, brother.
Man. Hope to see you soon.